Okay, actually let's change these numbers, make it a little easier. Make that a 10, make that a 4. Okay, that's a little easier. So again, we have to find the area of the triangle, because the triangle is the base. And remember, the area of a triangle, if you remember the area of a triangle, is base times height divided by 2. Right? So let's look at this. 4 times 3 is 12, so 12 divided by 2 gives us 6. So that's what this capital B is now. That's the base. It's 6, because the area is 6 units squared. Right? So let's erase that now. We know it's 6. So the volume is now 6 times the height. Remember that? Over 3. So now 6 times 10 is 60. So we'll bring it over here. The volume is going to be 60, because 6 times 10, the height is 60, over 3. Bring this up. And we have a volume that's going to be 20 units cubed. Don't forget to put the cubed sign when we do volume. Okay, so that was, we did one with a rectangular base, one with a triangular base. Let's do a tricky one now. Do it. Okay, so well, we do know the base. Remember, 7 times 3 is 21. So we can just get rid of the B, and now it's 21H. Right? So we want to isolate the H, so I'll bring the 3 up. Remember the old trick, you can multiply up or divide down, so we'll multiply this whole thing up. Okay, so let's bring this up a little bit. So 63 times 3 is 189. So we have 189 equals 21H. Now perform a little algebra here. We'll just divide out the 21 to isolate the H. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. Okay? And 189 divided by 21 gives us H being 9. Okay, so that's how we found H. Now let's look at cones. This volume, we did volume, and now let's do cones. So let's make a little cone here. Here's our cone, ice cream cone, whatever it is. And the formula, the volume for a cone is 1/3 pi, we have to use the symbol pi, r squared h. Now you can also, there's another way of doing it, you can do pi r squared h over 3. Whatever one you want. We have options. Okay, so let's look at a cone. Let's say that we had a dotted line showing the radius, and let's say the radius was 5. And we have h, let's say the height is 12. That's all we need to find the volume of this cone. Now when you have questions like this, they might ask you to solve in terms of pi. That means we're not going to actually plug in pi on the calculator. We're just going to leave it as pi. I'll explain that in a minute. Let's just solve it using pi. Okay? So again, we're looking for the volume, and we said it's 1/3 pi r squared h. So we can put this all over 3. And we have pi, which is 5. We have the radius, which is 5. So we can say 5 squared is 25. So there's our 25. We'll leave our pi in here for a minute. And the height is 12. So that's the first part. Okay, so 25 times 12 is 300, so we have volume now is 300 pi divided by 3. That's our next step. 25 times 12 is 300. Now, if we were leaving this in terms of pi, we wouldn't solve pi, we'd just leave pi there. In this case, we're going to solve for pi. You can press pi in the calculator. If they told you to estimate pi, you can do 3.14. But you can just press in the symbol pi on the calculator. So if we did that, we'll bring this up now. The volume is going to be 300 times pi on the calculator, which is going to give us basically 314.15 continuous, right? It's about that. That'll be our answer for the volume. So how did we get that answer? We did 300 times pi, so the volume is going to be about 942.47, and that 7 keeps continuing, divided by 3. And if we divide that by 3, we would get this answer. That would be our volume. Let's do another cone question. Make another cone. That. Let's say that we have diameter of 16. I gave you that, a diameter of 16, and the let's say we were looking for the height. Let's say we're looking for the height. What would we do here? So let's make our formula again. The volume, again, is we're going to do pi r squared h. Remember, it's pi r squared h over 3. The only thing missing to solve this is you need the volume. You can't solve this without the volume. So let's say the volume, we'll just say the volume now, is 335.1. What else is missing? We're missing the radius. We know the diameter, right? So the diameter is this whole thing here in